Morning, folk. We're on Haggai chapter 2. We're reading from verse 15. Now then, consider from this day onward, before stone was placed upon stone in the temple of the Lord. How did you fare? When one came to heap of 20 measures, there was but 10. When one came to the wine vat to draw 50 measures, there were but 20. And so he's going back to chapter 1 and reminding them that when they were walking in their own ways, when they were building their own houses, when they weren't obedient to God, God had called them specifically to build and to build his house, they were caught up in other things. And so now God says, remember how you weren't blessed. You went to the vines, there was no wine, there was no vat, there was no wheat or very little. And so I wasn't blessing you. And so when you're not walking in my ways, you're not going to receive the blessing of the Lord. Verse 18, consider from this day onward, from the 24th day of the 9th month, since the day that the foundation of the Lord's temple was laid. So consider from 24 days of the 9th month, from the day that the foundation was laid. Remember, they had started laying the foundation, and then they got distracted. Well, persecution came, and the king issued a decree that they should stop building, and so they all stopped, and they all went back to their own paneled houses, and then they started to build their own houses. And so the foundation was laid, but when they stopped doing God's work, that's when they started to do their own thing, and that's when the blessings from the Lord dried up. And he says, is the seed yet in the barn? Indeed, the vine, the fig tree, the pomegranate, and the olive tree have yielded nothing. But from this day on, I will bless you. And that's such an encouragement to us, that God will bless when we are obedient to him. He will add. He will fill the barns. In fact, Malachi says, test me in this. Start being obedient. Come with clean hands. Start building my work, and tithe to the Lord and give to the Lord, and see what blessings will result when you're walking in his ways. Just a reminder, though, like I said last time, is that when you're walking in God's ways and building his work, there will be opposition. And that opposition may mean that you lose something of value, of monetary value, and it could be your wine, your grain, etc., in your storehouses. That doesn't always necessarily mean that you're not walking in God's way. Like Job, he lost everything, yet he wasn't sinning. So it is a test. You need to examine and consider your ways. Are you walking with the Lord? And you need to really think hard. Is this God's work? Is this where God wants me? But it's not a golden rule. But one of the rules is there must be fruit of some kind. So look at, even though that opposition comes, that opposition will bear fruit. And that's the fruit. It could be spiritual fruit, long-suffering, patience, self-control. Those things should start being evident in your life. Whereas when you walk away from God and you start doing your own thing, there's still no fruit. No, you still lose everything, but there will be no fruit at all, not even spiritual fruit. So examine your lives and see what sort of fruit you have in your life. Thanks.